And the pitch taken to short. Into the outfield. One's going to come home for the Tigers. Coming round third and scoring is Swaney. Make it a 3 RBI performance for Rose Hill. Right back to Burks under her glove. Second base tag. Throw to first to double play. Live from Fort Harris Park, just outside of Urbana, Illinois. It's Urbana Girls Summer Softball for you, live on Urbana Public Television. Good evening, everybody. I'm Joey Wright. Our first matchup, we'll see two tonight, is between the Urbana Harmon 16-under team and the Philo 16-under team here in the Urbana Girls Summer Softball League. On the mound for Urbana will be Shayla Burks. Behind the plate is Cadence Anderegg. As the first batter from Philo, Kaylee Bailey, set to step into the batter's box and start off our softball action here tonight. This is the second night we've been out here this summer. We had more games on the schedule. Weather has been a factor all summer. We brought you one 16-under matchup, the Warner 16-under team. We will see them later tonight. And St. Joe, that a thrilling win for the Tigers, comeback fashion. We'll see if Harmon's team can get out and lead from the start. That's what they'd like to do tonight, and we're moments away from seeing if that will become a reality. So the first batter for Philo is Kaylee Bailey, Maggie Woodworth, and Kara Young, 2 and 3 hitters. Tigers infield meeting in the circle now, back to their positions, and we're set and ready to go. A beautiful night for softball here in, I guess this is technically part of Urbana, outside of where everything is, but it's about 80 degrees, a few clouds, but mostly sunny. No threat of rain as the first pitch from Burks is in there for a called strike one. Ball one rather, on the second pitch of the game. The 1-1 is going to be low and inside. Ball two, so 2-1 count here to Bailey. First batter of the game. Number 7 for Philo. And the count now even at 2-2. Nice pitch from Burks. A little high, but high and in the zone. So an even count. Run through the rest of the Tigers infield in just a moment. The 2-2 outside. Full count here. First base is Valencia Knopp. Second base right now looks to be Alexis Stallworth. At shortstop is Corey Coleman. And as Bailey takes ball 4, the third baseman is, I want to say that's Ramsey Rose. My handwriting a little hard to read, but Ramsey Rose at third base for the Tigers. To start us off here, top of the first, 1 on and no outs for Philo. Batter is Maggie Woodworth, Maggie Woodworth, taking ball 1 outside. Kara Young on deck. And first contact of the game is into center field. It's dropped. Chalk that up as an E8. And 2 on and no outs. New batter, Kara Young. Tough play. Ball was put into center field, and as it sank, that's a tough ball to stay with. Looked like it hit off more her hand than her glove. Center fielder is Julia Rudisil. And this is put into play. Right back to Burks. Throw over to third is in time. 1 out. Runners in the same positions, first and second, for Leah Finnicle. Leah Finnicle with Martina Mebeck on deck. 1 on or rather 1 out and 2 on. And the pitch. In there for a ball. Burks with 1 out. Pitch forthcoming. Called a ball, so it's now I believe 2-0. Infield playing straight up, as is the outfield. The pitch called a strike, so 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-2, rather, the count, so count is even here for Burke. Two and two on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the game as Finnicle goes down on strikes, and now it's Martina Mebeck with 2 on and 2 outs. Here in the top of the first, still no score. Philo would like to get that runner home from second base. We'll see if they can. Well, they put one into play to third base. Easy play for Ramsey Rose. Steps on the bag. I don't think she had to move at all to step on the bag for the third out. So Philo strands 2 on at first base and second base. And we head to the bottom of the first inning. We're scoreless here in Urbana. This is the first of 2 matchups that we'll cover tonight. The second is the Warner 16 and under team. We saw them once this season against St. Joe. I mentioned that come from behind win. They will be facing the 14 and under team, also from Urbana. So a little Urbana inner city battle, if you will. The Browns 14 and under team and the Warner 16 and under team. That'll be next right here live on Urbana Public Television's Facebook page. And we thank you for joining us here on a Thursday night. As I mentioned, a beautiful night in Urbana to be out and about doing other things. I know the Urbana Park District Kickball League is in action tonight at Prairie Park and Canada Field, so you could be there, but you're here with us live on Facebook and, of course, watching later on Urbana Public Television on your television set or on YouTube. We thank you for tuning in as the first batter of the game for Urbana striding in. And it's Ramsey Rose, the third baseman. Had a roll in 2 of the 3 outs in the top of the first. Defensively now looks to avoid that fate offensively. First pitch she sees is inside. Ball 1. Pretty good crowd here at Fort Harris Park tonight. Mostly behind home plate, but a few supporters. Philo over by the first base dugout. And Urbana has a few behind their dugout over on the third base side as well. The 1-0 is lifted into center field. And it's dropped out there in center field. So Rose taking second, looking 3. It's going to be close. The throw in time. And Ramsey Rose trying to stretch what would have been 2 bases into 3 called out. 1 out, no on for Urbana. I mentioned dropped out there in center field. She had 2 bases easily. She was safe without much of a problem there, but really had no chance to make it to third on that. 1 out and 1 strike now for Cadence Anderegg behind the plate today for the Tigers. Ball 2. Rather ball 1, 1-1. And swing and a miss, that'll be strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes for Anderegg. Shayla Burks is on deck, the pitcher for the Tigers. Then it would be Corey Coleman. Strike 3. 2 up and 2 down as Anderegg strikes out, and Shayla Burke striding in, looking to get something going for the Tigers here in the bottom of the first. And that's where getting thrown out, heading looking for 3. That's where this cost you. As bobbled at second base, flipped over to first for the out. 3 up, 3 down for the Tigers, but you look at that, trying to stretch that double into a triple. Well, you get nothing at all, 1 out, and it piles up. So we're scoreless after 1 here at Fort Harris Park. It's Tigers Summer Softball on Urbana Public Television. Interesting note, the Tigers batting 12 in this one. A few players will rotate out, I assume, between positions. So, like, they have right now 2 second basemen listed, 2 left fielders listed, and 2 right fielders listed. I would assume the way that works is that they'll just rotate out defensively and then all remain in the order. Because when we get down to Alexis Stallworth and Josie Swaney, they bat back-to-back, but they are both listed at second base. Bailey Kimbrell and Rose Hill both listed in right field at 10th and 12th, respectively. So keep an eye on that. That would be my understanding of that. Not a problem until we get to a point late. Well, I guess Alexis Stallworth and Josie Swaney would be the 3 and 4 hitters in the bottom of the second. So we'll keep an eye on it and see what happens when we get there, as Burks is back out in the circle, starting the top of the second off with a ball, so it's 1-0. High ball 2. The batter is Tigist Schoten, so rather Schotten. Reagan Price next in the order as Schotten. 2-0 the count for her. Takes strike 1. Nice pitch from Burks to battle back. 2 balls and a strike. And one thing I like about Fort Harris Park, plenty of shade. A lot of trees out here for the spectators to enjoy. So even if it is in the 80s, still plenty of shade. Feels really good out here tonight. 3-1 the count to Schotten. Price on deck. And Schotten draws a walk, so it'll be Price and then Stella Ritchie for Philo, still looking to break through and take the first lead of the ball game. Outside ball 1. Schotten on first, Ritchie on deck. Price is the batter. And she takes a strike. Schotten will take second. Throw was on line, but not in time. So now this is a situation that Philo will look to capitalize on. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Tigers, though, have surrendered runners into scoring position before with no outs. Price takes a strike. 1 inning ago, Kaylee Bailey was at second base, and Maggie Woodworth was at first base, nobody out. 3 consecutive outs got the Tigers out of the jam. We'll see if they can work out of this one, or hopefully stop it before it turns into one. 2-2 the count to Price with Richie on deck. Price number 8 for Philo, and the pitch tipped back to the backstop. We'll do it again. Trying to take third, a shot and throw was on line. Again, not in time. It was close. I don't know if I don't know what else Rose could have done there. Tag looked like it was applied in a timely manner, so just a good steal attempt there from Schotten into third base now. Still nobody out. Ball 4. Runners at the corners. Nobody out, and it's still a Richie. Mia Case moves into the on-deck circle. You don't see the double play quite as much in softball, but I think the Tigers would gladly trade 2 outs for that run should the opportunity present itself. You got the force at second and the force at first. So I would say if it's put on the ground, just look the runner at third back and take what you can get between those 2 bases. Taking off, it's a double steal. Throw to the plate. It's going to be in time. Schotten took second and third, couldn't take home. Nice job from Anderegg to put herself in a position to apply the tag. Preventing a run as Reagan Price takes second. First out of the top of the second. Still a runner in scoring position. Richie at the plate, and Burks has got to be feeling a little bit better about the situation as Richie takes a strike. I believe it's 1-1. We'll see. Well, we're not going to have to see as it's put in play to short. Caught nearly a double play there. I think the throw to second might have caught Reagan Price. Looks like she's holding her shoulder. Scored as an F6, a fly out to shortstop. And I think she's okay over there. I don't know. It was incidental contact. Skip to third. Price will take third for her troubles as the batter is Mia Case. Yeah, incidental contact there. Corey Coleman just fired it back to second, looking for the double play. And Price was there. 1-0. Now 2-0. Case at the plate. Then we flip over to the top of the order. Kaylee Bailey, Maggie Woodworth, the next 2 due up. We have 2 outs, so we don't know if we'll see either of them. But if Case can get on Philo, we'd be pretty happy to have the top of their order due up. Swing and a miss from Case. With 2 outs, the sac fly possibility eliminated. Having a runner at third. So you're going to have to find a gap or maybe hope for an error. As Case ropes one down the first base line and fell. Yeah, roped down the first base line. A little late on it and maybe caught it with the end of the bat, but good contact. Potentially a play that Valencia Knopp could have made, but it was hit too hard. That's going to be strike 3, and Shayla Burks works out of the jam. Had a runner at third, no outs. No runs come across. 3 outs in the books now, so we are headed to the bottom half of the second. No score here at Fort Harris Park. It's Tigers Summer Softball on Urbana Public Television. Little playground here behind us at Fort Harris Park. Popular option for the kids. Quite the slide over there. I might have to give it a go before I drive home. I mean, that is like the perfect slide. Nice and tall, but not too daunting either. Keep me entertained between games, I'm sure. I mentioned our second game of the night. It is the Warner 16 and under team and the Brown 14 and under team. We saw the Warner team in action a few weeks ago, one of the games we were fortunate enough to get a chance to see. Thrilling win against St. Joe. Stout performance from Riley Russell, or rather Raven Russell on the mound. Shutting down the St. Joe Bats after Urbana battled back to take a late lead. They started out down and fought their way back. The batter is Corey Coleman for Urbana. Coleman, the shortstop for Urbana. Takes a strike. Valencia Knopp and Kelsey Brown, the next two due up. Coleman swings and misses, now down, well, I guess it's even 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three, so one up and one down in the top of the second for Urbana. Knopp, the first baseman, strides in, her first plate appearance. Kelsey Brown into the on-deck circle. Julia Rudisil after her, should we get a chance to see her, as it's chopped foul down the line. Philo player goes over to retrieve it. And on the mound for Philo is Martina Mebeck. Haven't mentioned that to this point, but she is pitching for Philo, and she has 2 outs in the top of the second. Score that one as an F8, and it's Kelsey Brown, the Tigers' left fielder, into the batter's box. 2 outs in the bottom of the second inside, ball one. Mentioned I was off on my math when I said Stallworth and Swaney were due up in the bottom of the second. We will see them, it looks like, in the bottom of the third, unless the Tigers can get a few on here. Brown takes a ball inside, 2-0. And now 3-0. So 3 pitches all right about the same location. See if Mebeck can figure it out. And she's pitched pretty well to this point. No base runners for the Tigers until now, as Brown draws a walk. Chance for Julia Rudisil to do something with 1 on and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Still scoreless, but Philo has gotten the better chances to this point. Brown's going to take second base, so that puts a runner in scoring position with 2 outs for the Tigers. A better situation, no less. We'll see if they can make good on it. Two and 0, and a perfect opportunity for Brown to take third. Best opportunity the Tigers have had to this point. Runner at third and 2 outs. Situation they almost found themselves in 1 inning ago. Rose thrown out trying to swipe third on a double. Swing and a miss. So 2-2 now. Julia Rudisil, the batter, in center field for the Tigers. Taking a low ball inside, so full count, 2 outs, runner at third. high for a ball. Ball 4. Rudisil to first, puts runners at the corners. For Alexis Stallworth at second base for the Tigers today, number 9. At the corners and 2 outs. Taking second. Uncontested is Rudisil. Strike to Stallworth, 1-1. Strike 2, so Stallworth now behind 1-2. On deck would be Josie Swaney, the second baseman. I mentioned it's Stallworth and Swaney sharing second base for the Tigers today. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The Tigers will strand 2 in scoring position, headed to the top of the third. Still scoreless here at Fort Harris Park. That's as good of a situation as you'll find yourself in with 2 outs. 2 in scoring position. Not at the bottom of the order, about in the middle of the order with Stallworth and Swaney. Yeah, 8 and 9 hitters, but when you're batting 12, I mean, that's the middle area of the lineup. It'll be Swaney, Bailey Kingrel, and Violet Clemens in the third, but leading off the top of the third for Philo. Top of the order, Kaylee Bailey, Maggie Woodworth, and Kara Young. Bailey Kimbrell, I said Kingrel. It's mentioned earlier, tough to read my handwriting sometimes. I don't even know what I wrote. Tigers coach Billy Harmon. His lineup card, impeccable, easy to read. He writes some of the best lineup cards in the business. He does a good job. Yeah, Philo's lineup card, it's okay. It's about average. Outside for a ball. Batter is Kaylee Bailey, 1-for-1, single to lead off the game. Would have been 2 innings ago. Inside for a ball. It was pretty inside. She didn't even move. Got going about 6 o'clock, and it's 6:25. Game moving at a pretty good pace. Bailey takes a strike. Her and Woodworth both reached in the first inning to lead off the game. Put on the ground to short. Throw across the diamond from Coleman is going to be in time. Knopp reaches out, snags it, makes the play at first. So 1 up, 1 down to lead off the top of the third inning, and it's Maggie Woodworth. Reached base in the first on an error. It was dropped in center field. Takes a ball. And that is not, it's not a difficult play at short, but not an easy play either. Top of the lineup, usually that's where your speed is. Coleman did a nice job reacting, making the throw all the way across the diamond. Nice reach from Knopp, and 1 out in the books. Taken for a ball, so 3-0. Woodworth made probably the best contact we've seen to this point. Ball that was put in the air, sinking liner, dropped in center field. 3-0, Burks battles back with a strike. Right back to Burks into center field. That's that good contact I was talking about. Taking it right back up the middle. You hit it right back up the middle like that, you timed it perfectly. And the first base hit of the game for Woodworth now reached base twice, 1 for 1. Officially as Kara Young into the box. Grounded out to third. I should say it was a fielder's choice to third. Put it in play. Situation where Philo had runners at first and second, so put it right to Rose at third, stepped on the bag for the first out of the game. And inside, so 1-1. Chopped foul. Umpire tried to get it, couldn't quite get it. 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Burks is pitched out of tougher jams. Runner at first and 1 out. Inside, strike 3. A little surprised that was called a strike, but Urbana and Coach Harmon will take it. Now 2 outs as Young down on strikes, bringing up Leah Finnicle. Struck out in the first. Puts one in the air. I wasn't getting any part of that. I let that one go as it's fouled right over the backstop. It doesn't look like I fled that one, though. It was far enough to my right. Fouled to the backstop. That's only really happened once. Urbana's Central game would have been my junior year. Foul ball that I just couldn't get away from. Put in the air. Right back, because when we did the softball games at Urbana High School, we were at that time right behind the backstop at a table. In the dirt for a ball. Bleachers, you get some left, right. You can scoot side to side. There's no doing that in a chair in the dirt. Wasn't quite enough time to get under the table either. High for a ball, so 2-2. To Finnicle. Mebeck, the pitcher, is on deck. Swing and a miss. That'll be strike 3 and the third out of the top of the third. So Martina Mebeck coming back out to pitch, and she'll lead off the top of the fourth. Still scoreless here at Ford Harris Park in Urbana, as the Tigers look to hopefully get something on the board and take the first lead of the game. It'll be Josie Swaney, Bailey Kimbrell, and Violet Clemens, the 3 due up for the Tigers at second base, right field, and center field, respectively. Second base and right field, 2 positions being shared defensively, so really just in the lineup to hit if you want to look at it that way. But, you know, out here getting some time in the field as well. Mebeck back out for another half inning of work for Philo. Just joining us, we are in the bottom of the third, no score. Both teams have had opportunities. Urbana in the bottom of the second, left runners stranded at second and third. Philo had a chance to really do something in the second inning as well. The top of that inning had a runner thrown out looking for home as part of a double steal. Runner stranded at second base when the inning ended. So both teams have had opportunities. It's a pitcher's duel, but the teams are making contact, getting on base. It's just moving forward going to be a matter of finding gaps and smart base running. That's really the key to victory in a game like this. And, you know, maybe one big inning, could be 3 or 4 runs, is really enough to put this game away. Swaney takes a strike, so 3-1 count to Swaney, leading off the bottom of the third. High for ball 4, a leadoff walk, and leadoff walks as a pitcher just really something that drive you crazy. You never want to just give a batter a free pass to start an inning, unless, of course, they're just a once-in-a-generation talent. Bailey Kimbrell, the new batter. Ball 1. And now strike 1. Swaney looking for second base. She's got it. Throw got away from the second baseman. She'll hold at second. And that's exactly it. Leadoff walk turns into a runner at second base. Maybe she finds her way to third or something on a pass ball. Just, it's a free pass, essentially. In the dirt. Kimbrell now, I believe it's 2-1. Umpire's not going to help us out here. Swing and a miss. We should find the count out now. 2-2, so yeah, I was right. And this is put into play. Well hit. Into right field. Fair ball. It'll fall. Swaney racing home. The Tigers have the first lead of the game. RBI double for Bailey Kimbrell. Off the bat, it looked like it had a chance. Ended up falling 20 feet from the wall. But enough to put the Tigers ahead 1-0. Swing and a miss, new batter Violet Clemens. And that's great production. I mean, like 10 batters into the batting order. And you get that kind of hit, that kind of momentum. Job well done from Kimbrell as Clemens, our new batter. Rose Hill is on deck, sharing right field. Clemens sharing center field with Julia Rudisil, as this is going to hit her. And she'll take first base, so 2 on and no outs for the Tigers as Rose Hill with a chance to get some momentum going. First plate appearance for Hill. 12th batter in the Tigers' order to the backstop. And now 2 in scoring position for Hill. Ahead 1-0. Clemens at second and Kimbrell at third. Foul to the backstop. So 1-1, an even count. Ball. 2-1. Three and 1 to Hill. 2 in scoring position. Rally for the Tigers has all stemmed from a leadoff walk. Let that be a lesson to any pitchers, baseball or softball, watching. Throw strikes to the leadoff batter. Don't throw balls. 2-2. Unless the leadoff batter is the only guy I can think of that might get a free pass on purpose is Barry Bonds. This is well hit into center field. Right to the center fielder, but tagging from third and coming home to score is Bailey Kimbrell. The Tigers up 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Clemens held at second, didn't try to tag and take third base. Put on the ground to short. Ramsey Rose thrown out for the third out. Rather, the second out Get ahead of myself. 6-3 to Rose on the ground out to short. Hill credit for the sac fly a few batters ago, and it's Cadence Anderegg, the catcher for the Tigers, swinging and missing. Strike one. Put into play, blooped and caught by the shortstop for the third out.
You didn't know that was me?
A guy at SB Nation, John Boyce, did a video maybe a year ago as part of his, I don't remember if it was his chart party series. I think it was on YouTube. One of my favorites to watch. Did a video on Barry Bonds in his 2004 season if he had played without a bat. If he had gone up to bat without a bat in his hands. He still probably would have won the MVP. His on-base percentage was that high, just he got walked so often. He was, I mean, it's insane. I don't remember quite what his on-base percentage was, but or his OBS plus, but it really a fascinating video to watch. If you're watching this on YouTube, maybe pause the video and type in Barry Bonds without a bat. Really, I mean, in all the videos in that series, fascinating to watch. But he's the only guy I can think of that maybe would get a. I know he was one of the few in recent memory to get an intentional walk with the bases loaded. I mean, he just once in a generation talent I mentioned at the plate, and of course there's some dark clouds around Barry Bonds' career. Now about 6:40 in Urbana. So it's Philo, top of the fourth. Shayla Burks is back out for more work in the circle for the Tigers. And she takes a ground ball right back to her from Philo's pitcher, Mebeck. One up, one down in the fourth. The old 1-3 putout for Philo, and now it's Tigges Schotten. And apologies if I'm off on that first name. I've never seen that spelling before. Drew a walk in the second inning, was thrown out as part of that double steal. Thrown out heading for home. And bloops one. This is going to be a tough play. It'll fall in right field. Schotten with a base hit to give Philo a runner on with one out in the top of the fourth. Reagan Price, the batter for Philo now. And I'll score that as a base hit. It was a tough play there in the sun, and it wasn't dropped or anything. It was just allowed to fall. Price, a base hit back in the second. Right back to Burks under her glove. Second base tag, throw to first, a double play. Coleman stepped on the bag at first, threw it over to Knopp. Stepped on the bag at second, rather, throw over to Knopp at first in time, a double play. And the Tigers, I was just about to say, Philo has had a base runner at the beginning of the game, and they've yet to capitalize. And stout defense like that from the Tigers, exactly why. So one base hit for Philo in the top of the fourth. But they can't turn it into anything, and we are approaching the bottom of the fourth. Tigers up 2-0. It's Tiger softball from Fort Harris Park on Urbana Public Television.
Since you're here, you better tell her she better make a hit for you. Let's go, Shay.
Take the ball, Shayla.
Patience.
And a big thanks to our viewers watching live on Facebook. It's Tiger softball on Urbana Public Television. Batter is Shayla Burks on the mound for the Tigers, and I just shared the live feed to my own timeline. That's really the beauty of Facebook, and what I like so much about doing the games on Facebook Live is that, you know, you share them with family and friends. You can watch the games if you've got a family member playing and you live in Virginia or Hawaii or, you know, wherever. Two states that were on my mind, I guess, but wherever you live, you can tune in and watch the action live on Facebook. It's Shayla Burks at the plate. 0 for 1, struck out back in the first inning. And we'll get a count from the umpire here, but her pitching performance has really kept the Tigers in the game. She's had some tough situations in the circle, but she's fought through all of them and has held Philo scoreless through 4 innings now. So takes a ball there. We'll see if the umpire can give us a count. Well, he likes to do it after strikes, so. Ball 4. Okay, 3-0. Burks draws the walk. No scoreboard here at Fort Harris Park, which isn't a huge deal. I mean, we go to parks here and there with no scoreboards, and for whatever reason, the viewing experience here at Fort Harris is just really second to none. As Burks is going to take second, throw on line, tagged on a plate in time. Now, worth noting, the second consecutive inning, a leadoff walk has been issued and put into play into center field. One bouncing off the wall. Burks rounding third, charging home. There will be no throw, and the Tigers lead 3-0. Well hit off the bat of Corey Coleman, the shortstop for the Tigers, who initiated a double play 1 inning ago. 1/2 inning ago, I should say, and the Tigers firmly in control. 3-0 lead in the 4th inning now. It looked like there was some speculation, there was some hesitation on the part of Burks rounding third, it looked like. And I don't know if she knew where the ball was at that point in time, but there wasn't even a throw home made. The Philo decided to eat it and cut their losses there, with Coleman already at second base. Valencia Knopp is the batter, and she puts one into play. Right field, charging in, the right fielder off her glove. Coleman taking third, holding at third, Knopp at first. Runners at the corners for Calicia Brown. And taking home plate is Coleman, 4-0 for the Tigers in the pass ball. Knopp to second base. I will lament the rather unnecessary slide from Shayla Burks into home plate when she scored off the bat of Corey Coleman. I'm not mad or anything, and it wouldn't matter if I was mad, but coming home you score. But just how dusty it got, and the dust is dissipated there, but during Knopp's at bat, it was very gritty in the air. Strike to Brown. Brown, a single a while back, puts one into center field, and coming round third is Knopp. She'll score. It is 5-0 Urbana. And just what I said a few innings ago, one big inning could be enough to seal the deal, and I guess you could consider this a big inning based on what we've seen the rest of the game. Strike one to Josie Swaney, Julia Rudisil. You could consider this a big inning based on what we've seen the rest of the game. 3 runs, but after a 2-run third inning, I mean, this is what you want to see. If you keep shutting Philo down, this will be enough to win the game. Taking second base is Brown. Neither catcher really tough on the steal. We've seen quite a few stolen bases inside and a few pass balls as well. One there for Brown to take third base. So a runner in scoring position at third. No outs in the bottom of the fourth. Tigers lead 5-0. Reiterate that again. Strike two. Julia Rudisil. On deck is Alexis Stallworth and then Josie Swaney. Pitch that looked good, called a ball. Put in the air. Out of play, foul. Came close to hitting a fan over there by the Philo dugout. Three and two high to Rudisil. Inside, ball 4. Well, I've gotten off because now Josie Swaney is the batter. That was Alexis Stallworth. Stallworth taking second base, so I've made an error somewhere. We have runners at second and third. Swaney is the batter. Strike two. And a foul ball back to the backstop. Still 0-2. Ball 1, so 1-2. So on deck is Bailey Kimbrell, the right fielder. Roped foul to the backstop there. Parking lot is situated a good ways back from the field here at Fort Harris. Unlike what you would see at Urbana High School, where those, park your car, find a good parking spot, and you might have just doomed your car. Here the parking spaces are reasonably far back from the playing surface. And that's going to run inside and catches Swaney on the leg. Bases are loaded for the Tigers now. Swaney at first, Stallworth at second base.
Let's go, Bailey. See the ball.
And I believe Calicia Brown at third, and Swaney she's just adjusting the first base bag there. Not in any pain, although that did get her pretty good. If she had wanted to take a minute, I don't think anyone would have blamed her. So the bases are loaded for the Tigers, no outs. And Kimbrell takes strike one. In the dirt and low. Or in the dirt and inside, I should say. 1-1. 2-1. Pass ball won't bring anyone home. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kimbrell the batter, Violet Clemens on deck. Bases loaded for the Tigers, already up 5-0, looking to break it open. Strike 2. Count goes full. What was a pitcher's duel until this inning. Now looks like it could swing firmly in the Tigers' favor. Ball 4, calling a walk. As Colesia Brown comes home. Swing and a miss from Clemens. So 1 out. Now 6-0 for Urbana. Foul ball 1-1 to Clemens. Batter on deck is Rose Hill, the right fielder. Put on the ground and foul down the third baseline. Rose Hill is on deck. And Hill in the third inning, a sac fly. Brought home Bailey Kimbrell, whose double gave the Tigers the first lead of the game. Swing and a miss. Clemens will go down on strikes. 2 outs now. We're in the bottom of the 4th. So Hill, sac fly in the third inning. Her only plate appearance thus far. Takes ball 1. Order flips over, and we go to Ramsey Rose next, top of the order. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Swing and a miss, so 1-2. 2 outs. Although having that 6-0 lead and it being a big inning already, that does take some of the pressure off of the plate. You don't have that pressure of the game rides on this at-bat. Takes a ball. I mean, you know, obviously every run matters. You want to score as many runs as you can, but you're up 6-0. You've scored 4. That does take the pressure off. 3-2, full count. Hill back into the batter's box. And the pitch taken to short. Into the outfield. One's going to come home for the Tigers. Coming round third and scoring is Swaney. Tigers are going to have runners at the corners. Make it a 3 RBI performance for Rose Hill. Tigers lead 8-0. Bailey Kimbrell to third base. Hill at first. Top of the order, Ramsey Rose. And Rose Hill's going to take second base. Yeah, Rose is 1 for 2, with the caveat that she was thrown out at third base on her first hit of the game. Now is going to be 2 for 3. 1 RBI. Hill's coming round third. Throw to second, not in time. And the Tigers lead by 10. The inning continues. Ramsey Rose a double, driving in 2. Kimbrell and Rose Hill come home to score. Tigers have broken it open in the 4th inning. Now an 8-run inning. Cadence Anderegg, and if she can reach base, the Tigers will have batted around. And when you're batting 12, that's pretty impressive. Taken to short, throw across the diamond will be in time. That was close. Umpire over at short calls her out. That could have gone either way, honestly. Good throw, no less. I mean, a nice play for sure, but good speed from Anderegg. Just a hustle play that went in favor of Philo, but nothing for the Tigers to be upset about. They lead 10-0 now, headed to the top of the fifth. It's Tiger softball on Urbana Public Television. Keep watching. We're live from Fort Harris Park, just outside of Urbana, Illinois. So it's that was a 7-run inning. My bad. Well, nope, 8 runs. I didn't fill in my 8th run there. Yeah, so an 8-run inning. I guess that being the bottom of the 4th, it's 10 runs after 5. I'm thinking Urbana Park District adult co-ed kickball rules where we only play 6 innings and it's 10 runs after 4. So, yeah, 10 runs after 5, the mercy rule. So the Tigers 3 outs away from a victory. And, folks, I'm an umpire for that league. Hold on a second. We got Stephen Thompson in the house tonight. Stephen Thompson has rolled into Fort Harris Park. What's going on, Stephen?
He's telling them they need to build a fence around this place.
Keep Stephen out, man.
It's going good.
Do we have a second mic for Stephen? Oh, he's good. He'll pass. But Stephen Thompson has joined us for basketball and football games on the Tigers Media Network before. Usually I don't talk to the riffraff, but Stephen Thompson joins. I say hello, wish him a happy summer. And the point I was making, it is we're 3 outs away from a Tigers win. 10 runs after 5 innings being the mercy rule. And we play by IHSA rules in the 16 and under division of this league. 1 out now as one quick out as Stella Ritchie grounds out to second base. IHSA rules in the 16 and under division of this league. I almost do feel the need to apologize for our coverage of the 10 and under game. That followed our coverage of the Warner 16 and under game on, I think it was June 20th or the 21st. The rules they play by in the 10 and under league are just way different than anything we've seen, than anything Jason and I had ever seen before. They're just a strange set of rules, and we were a little lost throughout the duration of that game. But, it was a good game. Fun night of softball, the 10 and under game was. Put on the ground to short. This is going to be a tough throw for Coleman, and they get the out. Coleman, a nice throw across the diamond, retires Amia Case. So Ritchie down on the 4-3, Case down on the 6-3. Last hope for Philo is Kaylee Bailey. Bailey a single in the first, grounded out to short in the third. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes ball 1. What a performance on the mound it's been from Shayla Burks. Has dealt with some adversity, fought through it, has not allowed a run, and one out now away from a 10-run rule win. Having gotten some help from her offense. Now, this looked like it was going to be a pitcher's duel throughout the first 3 innings. Both teams struggled to put runs on the board, and Tigers broke through in the third with 2, and then just blew it wide open in the fourth with 8 runs. Bailey now the last hope for Philo. Inside ball 4. She'll draw a walk. Philo has had success offensively despite not having a run. They have gotten a base runner every inning to this point, through 5 innings. That's not too shabby. Maggie Woodworth now the last hope for Philo. Takes a ball. Philo in blue and Urbana in orange. I felt like that went without saying, but Philo in the blue and black. Urbana in the orange and black. I don't know what this Urbana versus Urbana game is going to be like. But at least we know right now we have a distinctive matchup. Fouled away into a tree. 1-1. Carrie Young is on deck for Philo, and then Leah Finnicle. Ball 2. After the game, tune in to Light Rock 97.5. Delilah with your requests and dedications. Weeknights 7 to midnight on Light Rock 97.5 WHMS. Put into play, center field, it'll fall. Now runners at first and second for Philo. Woodworth at first and Bailey at second. Or, of course, stay tuned to Urbana Public Television. We'll start a new stream for it, but the next matchup of the night, Urbana 16 and under Warner and Urbana 14 and under Brown. Foul to the backstop for a strike. Batter is Carrie Young. And inside. The Tigers, the 16 and under Warner team is here. They're warming up. I don't know if the 14 and under team is here yet. I don't know what their uniforms look like. Outside for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Philo down to their last out. Finnicle on deck. 1 and 2. Popped to Rose at third. It's over. The Tigers a 10-0 win over Philo. What a job. Harmon's 16 and under team gets it done. And they'll send themselves home early after a 5-inning win. I mentioned we will be back here in a few minutes. Urbana versus Urbana. 16 and under versus 14 and under. So we're gonna transcend the ages of these players, and we're gonna see how the 14-year-olds can stack up against the 16-year-olds. It'll be fun. Player of the game for this one, it's got to be Shayla Burks. We saw good output from several players offensively for Urbana. I look at Bailey Kimbrell, Rose Hill with 3 RBI. 8 different Tigers came home to score runs over the course of that one. Josie Swaney, Bailey Kimbrell, Rose Hill, Alexis Stallworth, Calesia Brown, Valencia Knopp, Corey Coleman, and Shayla Burks. Not in that order, but yeah, what a game for the Tigers. Struggled to score runs the first 3 innings. Yeah, broke it open and played it a few in the third, and 8 runs in the fourth, win it. So we'll be back in a few minutes for our nightcap, the doubleheader. For now, it's Urbana Harmon 16 and under, 10-0 over Philo. I'm Joey Wright. Stay tuned in a few moments as Urbana Summer Softball continues on Urbana Public Television.